Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen and today I have another time-lapse video for you guys. So this pattern has been saved on one of my Pinterest boards for a couple months now, like maybe almost a year now. So this pattern was originally made by Man in the Book and it was posted on Candy Patterns. So shout out to them for making this incredible pattern. It was super fun to make and I will leave the link in the description below if you want to find it and make it for yourselves. And before we jump into the time lapse, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. Okay, let's go. So just starting with the basics, this pattern is 80 bass strings and 70 rows, and that gives us a grand total of 5,600 knots to create this beautiful spirited away tapestry. And as you can see on the very first row, I made a mistake, had to go back and fix it, so that was really annoying. I used DMC Pearl Cotton size 5 for all of my bass strings, and I know some of you guys like to double up your bass strings. I personally haven't tried it before, so for this tapestry, all of my bass strings are just single bass strings. And then for all of my leading strings, I use DMC embroidery floss. I really tried to write down all of the color codes for all of the colors that I used, but unfortunately I was making last minute decisions and just kind of grabbing random skeins of floss that no longer had number codes on them. So I quickly gave up on trying to write down all of the color codes and ended up just using all of the colors I thought worked best, even if I didn't have the code. So I do apologize. I really did try and get all the color codes for you guys, but you know, that just didn't work out. So if you saw my last video, then you will have already seen some progress on the Spirited Away pattern. You can already tell that we're making Haku and Chihiro with their faces pressed together. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I will link it for you in the description. It's just a little knot with me where I sit down and knot in real time, give you guys some alpha tips here and there, and also a little bit of a life update for you guys. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out. So I do apologize, you will notice that a little bit of this time lapse is missing, but that's because I was recording it in real time for that video, and it really wasn't that much. It was maybe like a row or so not that big of a deal. And I'm not gonna lie, I've only seen this movie a handful of times, the movie being Spirited Away. I've only seen it a handful of times, but I do remember absolutely loving it. I've made quite a few Spirited Away pieces because I know you guys really enjoy them. I actually meant to sit down and watch Spirited Away before recording this voiceover, but I've literally had no time. I've been so busy. I've been spending a lot of my free time streaming on Twitch, which if you want to follow me over there, I will leave the link in the description for you. But yeah, I recently became a Twitch affiliate over there, so I've been focusing a lot of my time and energy onto my channel over there and just trying to make it better whenever I'm not live. So yeah, it's been taking up a lot of my time and energy. And I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I personally have a really hard time sitting down and just watching a movie from start to finish, like even TV shows sometimes. And it's especially with movies or TV shows that I've never seen before. Like if it's a movie I've seen from when I was a child, like over and over and over again, if it's a movie I've seen multiple times, like sure, no problem. But if it's a new movie I've never seen, doesn't even have to be like new, but if I've just never seen it before, I get a lot of anxiety and I feel really weird about it. Like, does anyone else feel that way, or is it me? Like, I'm 100% sure it's not just me, but I just had to put that out into the universe. But yeah, having said that, I think I will watch Spirited Away once I get this video all put together. Once it's all said and done, maybe I will sit down with Dylan and see if he would like to watch Spirited Away with me. See, I never saw Spirited Away when I was a kid. I think I didn't see this movie until I was probably 16 or 17, which is like 10 years ago now. But I do remember watching Kiki's Delivery Service when I was younger, and that is the Studio Ghibli that sticks out the most to me in my head. And I actually have done a Kiki's Delivery Service tapestry before. It's a little bit of an older video, but I do have it posted on this channel. But definitely let me know down in the comments what your favorite Studio Ghibli movie is or what your favorite anime is. I've really been enjoying making these anime style tapestries. They just turn out so well, and I love all the colors, and it looks so true to the actual design. Like when you see it on the screen, it just looks so true to the actual design. It's really, really fun for me. So if you have any suggestions for more animes or anime style movies, let me know. So we're just over halfway through the pattern here. And as you can see, once I get about an inch or two away from the edge of my desk, I'll remove the tape I have holding my tapestry down, move it up a little bit just so it's closer to the edge of my desk again, and then to secure it again. So you'll see it move up every now and then. And I just find that helps keep your rows a little bit more straight. Sometimes I find if I wait too long to move my tapestry up to re-secure it, then sometimes my rows will start to get a little wider or a little bit narrower. So just keeping almost like a guide all the way down your tapestry is just gonna help it stay nice and straight all the way throughout. And speaking of keeping everything nice and straight, I am using the straight edge technique, which is only doing backward forward knots on the far left bass strings and only doing forward backward knots on the far right bass strings. And that's just gonna help keep your edges nice and straight. However, I am not doing the flat alpha technique. I am just doing the regular color switches when working with an alpha pattern. And everyone keeps telling me I really should try the flat alpha technique because it's just gonna make all of my pieces less bumpy and more flat. But I've also heard it's really time consuming, and honestly, I think I'm okay with the way I'm doing things right now, but I do eventually want to try the flat alpha technique, and maybe I'll even make it a video just to see how challenging and time consuming it really is. So as you can see, we have finished Taku's face now. You guys know I love just closing off those designs. It's just really satisfying to me when we actually finish a face or a piece of the design like that. And we are coming close to finishing knotting our pattern. So I want to say this piece took me about maybe 20 to 23, 24 hours. It definitely took a long time with, 80 bass strings. It is quite a large piece. And maybe each row took me about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how many colors were actually in that row. Because obviously if you have more colors, it's going to be more time consuming, taking into account all of the color switches that you have to make. Now for my last video, one of you guys had asked me how I finished off the backs of my bracelets, so you can just kind of see me doing that here rather quickly. But as you can see, all of the leading strings that I have added in, they will obviously be poking out the back. I tie them off to each other, and I really don't know how to explain that any better, but all of the slack that is just poking out, I find strands that are close together, and I just tie them off with a little double knot. So I'm really hoping that you guys can see that here. Hopefully it's not too hard to see, and I really hope that you guys know what I'm talking about when I refer to tying them off to each other. That this is what I'm referring to. So then once all of your leading strings are tied off to each other with their little double knots, you can just go ahead and cut off the rest of the slack, which is exactly what you can see me doing right here. And another question I get asked a lot is how do I cut my dowel once I've finished making my pattern? So I have this little wooden block and it has a hole cut out that I can just stick my dowel through, and then I just take my little hacksaw I got for like $5 at Walmart, and then I just work away slowly around the dowel until I cut all the way through. And lastly, I'm just going to take a piece of pearl cotton and attach it to the top of my tapestry so I can hang it on the wall. Alright, and here is the final product. And I am really happy with the way this piece turned out. I think it is gorgeous, and I think it stayed pretty straight for the most part. I'm pretty happy about that. So as far as measurements go, this piece turned out to be 8 inches wide, and from the hanging point all the way to the bottom to be about 14 inches long. And I'll be posting this on my Etsy shop if any of you guys are interested in purchasing it. I will leave that linked in the description below, but remember, first come, first serve. And that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys are still enjoying the voiceovers over the time lapses. If not, let me know. And as always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. I hope you have your favorite snack today, and I hope you drink lots of water. All right, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.